I'm going to do a little demo with GNU Prolog. I'm going to do it on Mac OS, but it is exactly the same in Ubuntu and Linux versions. The only difference here is that you install it with brew install GNU Prolog, while typically, and the moment, for example, here it's going to tell me that it's already installed, while in Linux we sudo apt get install gprolog. Okay, we're going to use a little program I have here called sets, and I type the extension PL for Prolog, and this is whether a player can play a hand. I have some tests here that I'm going to test in a moment. I'm just going to change to this tab, and I'm going to start GNU Prolog, and then I'm going to type consult the file sets.pl in single quotes and then a dot to terminate. So we are ready to try GNU Prolog in some of these examples. Let's try this one. Okay, so there we go. And you cannot play either of these tiles where the end of the board is a 4 or a 5. There's no tile that has a matching ending of this type. Similarly, we expect here that we can play the 1, 2. So here the answer is true. And there may be another answer. At the moment I'm just hitting return for only one answer I'm interested in. Can you play if both ends are 5? Well, similarly here we couldn't play on 1, 5. We should not be able to play in either of the 5s. And if the ends are reversed, 5, 4, neither of the tiles 3, 6, 2, 0 or 1, 2 can be played. What about if there's a 1? If there's a value 1 here, can I play? Well, we're going to be able to play this tile. And so the answer is yes. Can I play if both ends are 1? Well, by inference, if I could play on this end, you can also play on the other end. So the answer is true. Let's see here. Can we play when one end is a 2 and one end is a 1? Well, this tile cannot be played, but certainly this one and this one could be played at both ends. So the answer is true. So how many answers are here? Well, this tile on this end, this tile on both ends. So if we run that query again and we type semicolon, we see that there were 3 answers. If I run that with both ends too and put semicolon, it shows significantly more answers. And that's because this guy can be played in both ends and this guy can be played now in both ends. We get 4 answers. The last one that we have here, the answer is true. And how many answers do you think there are? Well, the 3 can be played here, the 2 can be played here, and this tile also can be played there. So with semicolon, we see that there's 3 answers. Now I'm going to do a little bit of debugging to show you the search. So I'm going to do debugging. And by that, I'm going to debug on the top predicate here, can play. I'm going to spy on this. We're in debug mode, and I'm going to go with the very first example. Now that I'm monitoring this, Prolog is looking at resolving this goal. So to resolving this goal, it matches the rules as well. Can I play at the low end? I can play here if I can play at the low end. The low end is the side of the 4. Can I play on this end here, any of these tiles? Well, to match this goal, it will be possible if this tile is playable, if the first tile in the hand of the player is playable here. Is that possible? Well, it cannot be played on the end of the 3 or the 6, so that goal fails. But there's another rule to play on this end, which is the recursive rule. So it's going to try to see if any of the remaining tiles can be played on the 4. in order to check the remaining tiles, we have to check the first tile, check if the tile 2-0 can be played against the 4. So can we play that one? Well, it fails. So we go back to recursive rule of playing the last tile against the 4, and that is if that tile is playable, but is not. So that fails. So all the backtrack continues now with playing on an empty list, but there's no way of playing on an empty list, so that fails. So we're backtracking, playing this one on this end fails, playing 2 tiles on the N4 fails, and playing 3 tiles on the N4 fails. So we cannot play in the low end. That has failed as well. So now we're going to try the other end, the high end. To play the high end, we have to see if we can play on the side of the 5. And very similarly as before, we check the front of the hand, which is tile 3-6. It cannot play on the 5, so that fails. So we have to go for the rest of the hand. The rest of the hand is 2 tiles against the 5. Let's have a look at the head of that hand. That fails because 2 and 0 do not match a 5. So we have to see the remaining of the hand is only 1 tile. That remaining of the hand, is it playable on 5? No, it fails. So we look at the remaining, which is now an empty hand. You cannot play. So all starts to backtrack with all the fails. And so we couldn't play on the high end. So actually my original call failed. There was no matching. So the answer is no. You play Control C and then E to get out of New Prolog.